is the time. I feel like they're poised to make a run, but they got to beat the #1 team in the country and the defending champs. And the first face-off of the game goes Georgetown's way, but they can't do anything with it. As they do so often, Kavanaugh picks up a ground ball in the middle of the field. This time it's Chris. Here comes Pat.
So deflated, the leading goal scorer from the midfield in the ACC in his journey this year. He started hot, middle of the season, hit a little bit of a lull, but the last bunch of games, McLean has been on fire.
Will Lynch won that draw. Georgetown, their starting face-off man, James Ball, who's had an outstanding season, 60% on the year, hurt his calf muscle. As we'll see some reaction. I talked to Coach Warren before the game. He said, yeah, my team's chill, they're relaxed, they're ready to play. I'll have four heart attacks today.
Yeah, he dropped it with the Long Island accent, right?
4 heart attacks.
Heart attack.
They'll be fine. Gotta figure out that face-off. 2 goals in 53 seconds. The Irish can make a run on you, and when Lynch is winning face-offs like that, it can get scary. Kavanaugh's shot is high.
Scary is right. Now Georgetown has come from behind. Times had 3 goals combined from the regular season. Then he had 4 in the Big East semifinals 3 a week ago. I mean, you talk to the coaching staff, top 10 face-off man in the country statistically, injured last week against Penn State. And it's not about just winning clamps. You're going to win the possession, right? There is what happens when you play Notre Dame. You got to deal with the pressure.
And you got to, if you don't win the clamp, you got to get possession, and Ty Banks does just that. Now to look for help when he gets it.
And that's a great play. It involves your entire team getting involved. Ty Banks is a close defender. Off the face-off, once possession is called.
And you know that game winner in South Bend early on was a great shot in the arm for him, and he's carried that through the entire season. Georgetown was quick on the whistle with John Dixon. Coach Warren just done that so well, Kark, over the last couple of years. You just know what's coming. When you turn the ball over like that, you're thinking, oh no, this could be in the back of the net.
The amount of offense they generate off of rides, off of lost face-offs, it's incredible. You are never out of the woods when you're playing Notre Dame. And you feel it, like it inspires the rest of the team. Like the rest of the team, because of these two. Backside shooter and Chris Kavanaugh on that set right there. He sets his feet knowing where the defensive eyes are.
Kark, 4 of the 5 goals that Notre Dame has scored have been assisted, and 4 players assisting on those goals in this game.
This is a team offensively. They can put backside shooter and Chris Kavanaugh on that set right there. He sets his feet knowing where the defensive eyes are.
Kark, 4 of the 5 goals that Notre Dame has scored have been assisted, and 4 players assisting on those goals in this game.
This is a team offensively. They can.
Face-offs have been a big story. Will Lynch, he really came on at the end of last year, Kark, and he's carried that through into this year, but he's won 8 of the 11 draws.
8 of the 11, dominant fashion. He's also a two-way midfielder. He can play up and down the field. You know, what's interesting about Will Lynch, he struggled a little bit his freshman year statistically, but he took his lumps and he got better as that year progressed. And then last year in the Final Four against Petey LaSalla and Jake Naso, everyone thought those were the 2 best face-off guys. He was over 50% on both of them. The thing that's interesting about Will Lynch for me is he didn't take a ton of draws in high school at Chaminade. He had James Ball ahead of him. He was the same class as Machado Rodriguez. You see Ball there, who's injured. Rodriguez was one of the best face-off men in the country statistically for Yale and Andy Shea. So he has so much tread on the tire.
Georgetown can't get a shot off. To have Georgetown as a team was 2 of 13. And they're going to have to be much more accurate to test Entenmann. John Dixon taking this face-off for Georgetown, and he gets possession. That's a good start to the second half.
Well, this is a team under Kevin.
Dixon back at the dot. And he was too quick on the whistle, the violation, so Will Lynch will put it in play for the Irish.
We always talk about an extra step when you're losing your angle to close the deal as a goal scorer. But against a goalie defense, but offensively, his game is becoming complete from up top.
Dixon battling, but it's Carter Parlett who comes out of there with it. Parlett wearing 40 today. And another possession for the Irish.
Yeah, Parlett wears number 40 in honor of... That was the trigger for Haley to pass it.
Irish connecting, picking up yet another face-off. This time it's Donovan, the All-American. They've won 11 of 15.
Will Lynch is something. He's going back and forth at half, and got a text from Greg Grenlian, who's one of the greatest face-off men of all time. And
here on the left side of the screen, a lot of City Lax green t-shirts on.
We're at Hofstra most times for the quarters, but there should never be a time you're not at Hofstra for this round. It just brings out so many fans from the tri-state area. And then when you put a team like Notre Dame into the mix in the tri-state area.
Coach Warren, deep in thought, how do you defend against this Notre Dame team with so many weapons and every single one of them coming to the fore today?
Well, look, in the first half, who was the star? Chris Cavanaugh. Pat said, all right, enough of little brother. It's my turn. He comes in.
Yet another 4-goal effort, and Lynch just continues this make it, take it for Notre Dame. 13
had everything ingredient-wise to make another run at a national championship, because you add all those offensive players and those two-way guys and the torque. Widely regarded as one of the best outside shooters in college lacrosse, tailor-made to spray in the PLL.
And Lynch is just breaking their hearts at the face-off, Don. James Ball tried that one. Ball took that draw. That's the first time we've seen him all day, as Coach Warren and Georgetown are now in desperation mode, needing to win face-offs.
His shooting opportunity.
5 goals, 2 assists on the day. And more Will Lynch.
It's been a clinic by Lynch.
See that shot until you saw the net ripple.
Or maybe he's saying, I didn't see it.
Georgetown could not put together any kind of a run, though. They can't get any momentum. It's just being stifled by Will Lynch at the dot. 10-man ride there with an open cage, and it's Napolitano. It's a bookmark kind of game for 30 and White. Had a couple of great cause turnovers and ground balls in the first half, and he puts his stamp on this game with a goal from midfield.
If any player deserved to hit the back of the net from downtown, it's Marco Napolitano. It's about all the right things. You come into Notre Dame, you sit for 3 years, you finally get your opportunity. Last year, as a senior, you start, you win a national title, you come back for your 5th year. There's an old expression Coach Roy Simmons Jr. used to say, and I'll apply it to Georgetown right now. When it rains, it pours.
And Coach Warren, he knows it all too well. He almost played for Coach Simmons, but you didn't do a good enough job on his recruiting visit. Will Lynch, talk about putting a stamp on a game. His dominance at the midfield X pays off with a goal, and that's going to do it.
Look how fired up they are for Lynch. The Irish fans on brand, too. Some redheads in the fans.
Of course, the Irish.
This goal by Will Lynch hits on a lot of levels for me because as a midfielder at Chaminade, he was one of their top offensive players. He was a two-way guy. Didn't face off a ton. He's a right-handed player. He switches to his left to hammer the bottom corner. And that's the beauty of the face-off position in 2024. Elite lacrosse players playing the position. It's a two-handed, two-way midfielder making it count.
So on consecutive goals, I've got a defender scoring with a goalie on the assist and then a face-off guy scoring for Notre Dame. That is a full team effort on both sides of the field. Bergmaster, the bagpipe player, with the turnover, picks up the G. New York, 14-7, and Will Lynch is giving him a lot to cheer about today.
You think he's 18 for 23 at the dot, and he had that lefty goal moments ago that just shows you his effectiveness. It's the quick hands, it's the footwork, it's also the big game readiness of the double deuce that's separating him. He's a national champ. He plays better and better every single year. From freshman to sophomore to junior, you see more growth. The ceiling is incredible for Will Lynch.
Just a junior this year. Another violation against Georgetown. So this will be a 30-second man up for Notre Dame.
Yep,
the first time we get to see this man up unit that's 70.3.
As the season progresses at Brown, 2 years ago, he's one of the leading scorers in the Ivy League with just under 50 goals. Now he's a midfielder. He plays off ball, rarely has to dodge, but he's such a smart lacrosse player IQ. For a guy that carried the ball a lot at Brown, it's amazing how strong of an off-ball presence he is.
Two-time All-Ivy at Brown, transfers.
I felt like all of Bundy's shots, like the second he let it fly, there was something in his hands. In the second half, not so much.
To your point, Notre Dame making some substitutions. Bayman at attack now. Still got
some depth offensively, not only at the midfield, but even at the attack. As you head into Champ Weekend is a luxury.
Colin Hagstrom, number 4 now for Notre Dame, taking the draw. A loose ball hold against the Irish.
And to your point about freshmen, right? We've seen Hagstrom in here.
Overall pick by the Cannons in last week's PLL draft. Battling being done though with the face-off dot. There's no quit in this team. That was Matt Riley. Georgetown's gone with Riley. They've gone with John Dixon. We saw James Ball take at least one draw earlier in the day.
Can get his hands free and set his feet. And the beauty of all this, he'll be teammates with Brendan O'Neill, who could draw a slide. And you put those two guys on the field together, it can change the complexity of an offense that was missing in action last year.
There's Ben Ramsey, comes out of that scrum with the grounder. So now the Irish can just go to work on that clock.